All right, welcome everybody to the next episode of Three Rails, Four Dads. Ray, why are you shaking your head
I don't,
already?
because I'm in the middle.
All right, I can fix that. Don't worry, I can fix that quickly. Oh, and I love Mike. I didn't realize you snuck the picture of Stu like in there into the intro. That was fantastic. That was fantastic. So thank you everybody once again. Three Rails, Four Dads. This is our April pre-York episode. I am Art from Art's Model Trains. With me, as always, we have, let's see if I can get this right, Mike from the Datified channel, Ray from Ray's Trains, Del from Del Hudson Instagram, and in the middle, which way am I pointing? I'm pointing the wrong way. In the middle, we have our special guest this month, TCA President Kevin Quinn is here to join us. So Del, who do we got going on? I see the comments are blowing up already.
We got Roscoe in there, David, Frank, I hope to run into you at York. Ed and Bettina Berg, Tim McCauley, Tom Strains, Ray Strains is in there. Jonathan Murray, that's a new name I haven't seen in the chat. Welcome if this is your first time. If you've been here and I missed your name, sorry about that. David Stevens, Newt. Oh boy, Newt's here, so the ball busting will commence.
No,
We got Dakman here tonight. Dakman's a cheerleader for Kevin Quinn, so I'm glad he showed up tonight. So let's get this party started, guys. We have a lot of questions here, and hopefully in the live chat, wait till we ask Kevin a few questions, and then we'll have the live chat start asking some questions.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. So Kevin, the way this works is some of us are a little more digital than others. So I actually have like my questions on a phone. Mike usually runs by memory, but Ray and Del are old school and they have the pen and paper. So I usually start with them. This way they can read their chicken scratch before, the drinks kick in. So Del, I know you mentioned you wanted to kick us off, so have at it.
Okay. It could have been me or anyone else. And I think since not everybody gets to train shows, so they might not know who Kevin is. And I figure we start off, have Kevin give a little background on himself. Not too much personal business, but his memory of his first train experience and his first train he bought. And then fast forward to now, like what he likes to buy and collect in the current day.
Well, guys, thank you for having me on here, and everybody out there. Appreciate the comments. And no, I do not have any fireball, Stu. There is no fireball here. That's an inside joke. But let's see. My first recollection of trains was my father started me as when I was probably about 3-4 years old. It starts like everybody else. You get a loop of track, you throw it around the Christmas tree, right? And next thing you know, you get a few switches. Next thing, it's around the couch and the Christmas tree. And he threw a couple more switches in. And now it's 2 times around the couch, the table, the TV. Next thing you know, it's in the dining room. And that's where Mom said, you know what? I've had enough of this stuff. Okay. I would imagine that kids here. So yes, Dakman, I will keep it clean for you.
For the kids. Good job, Dakman.
So yeah, I sometimes have a habit of using the vernacular. But that's how it started. It ended up in the dining room, and Mom said, that's enough. So my father emptied a bedroom, threw the trains on the floor in the bedroom, and that became the train room. And we ran his post-war. And I still have it. It's on the shelves downstairs. Some of you have been to my house, have seen what's in the basement. I still have that stuff that we ran in 1968, 69, 70. Yeah. Some of you probably weren't even around then. So, yeah, it was a 675 K4, a Wabash Jeep. New Haven EP5, we were running post-war with post-war cars. I mean, yeah, all that stuff.
My New Haven sitting on the table here in the middle.
Nice.
Others.
Just a newer New Haven.
That's how.
The post-war one's in the middle track.
Okay,
you can't see it. It's like right back there.
But that's how it started. Then it morphed into a habit. And then
Addiction is probably a better word.
Yeah, an obsession. And then I was introduced to pre-war. And then I said enough with the plastic and the Tupperware. And I went right to the metal. And if you ever do come to my house, and some of you that have been to my house, my office is jammed with pre-war. You can see behind me. What you see behind me is Ives, standard gauge, and O gauge. And there's all sorts of pre-war in my office. You go downstairs, I filled the office up with that's some downstairs too. But it's mostly plastic downstairs. So, and I got to say this, guys, I'm telling you, it's so much easier when you have a supportive wife. I'm telling you, she likes the metal. Everything works out good. The plastic she's not into, but the metal she's into. So believe me, there's a lot of metal in his house.
Talk about trains, right? Trains.
Yeah.
So apparently it is not your office. Is that your wife's office? Is that a true fact?
Thanks, Stu. Appreciate it, buddy. Thank you. Well, let's see, as you know, what happened about 5 years ago, and I won't get political. She got her company decided to leave them home. So she works from home. So she's been home for, I guess, 5 years now, 4 or 5 years now. And my office,
Kevin's trains are repaints.
Stu, it's my office has become partly hers. So I come in here to dust it off, and
Nice.
That's not very nice, Sean.
I have heard that that's something we should talk about later.
That is not very. Now you're going to hear the vernacular. Now you're going to hear.
That was exactly what was told to me.
Yes.
If I wanted to see the true.
Hey guys, if you got kids out there, cover their ears because it's coming.
I literally sent mine on an errand.
How's that?
Yeah.
That's what StreamYard needs. StreamYard needs like a button for me to hit so that I could be like beep beep.
You guys got to remember, I'm from North Jersey. I use the vernacular like it's second nature to me. So,
Nice.
and then wait till I see you on Monday.
But
that's how it started, and this is where we're at now. This is, early stuff. Classic.
So your layout, you mentioned downstairs. Your layout's in the basement.
Yeah. Yes, the 20 by 10 layout is in the basement, and I use Atlas track, and I have some early Atlas switches, and they suck. Yeah. And it's probably not entirely their fault. It's probably a little bit of my fault because I ran pre-war and post-war on them. And guess what? Don't like pre-war and post-war? The switches. Because the shoe gets caught in the frog, and next thing you know, you're ripping switches out, it shorts out. Now you got to jump the switch. What a pain in the ass.
Del, is that what you have? You have those Atlas switches too? Is that the ones you were having problems with?
The curved one is the one it was the wheel flanges on the engines. That's only on the curved ones. The ones that are straight and then have a curve off to the side, they go over flawlessly. It's the 072 curved switch that's the one. We don't need to discuss that right now. I'll probably do a short on it once I take my Dremel inside the frog there and get rid of all that brass out of the way, so the wheel fire can fit inside deeper instead of riding up over top the switch and derailing.
Yeah. I have that problem though. I have that problem with some of my what do I have? Raw switches, honestly.
Yeah, well, two rail trucks have a real thin lip on the wheel, so I think they're designed. What is Stu typing now? Oh my God! Hey, Ray, you know how to do that 30-second timeout thing, don't you?
Oh, we got
Feel
moderators.
free if Stu gets out of line to just give him the old zap.
You did it to my son one night.
What else you got for me?
It was an accident.
All right, I'll kick it over to Ray. What do you got, Ray?
Okay, so I actually do some research before these. Maybe my co-hosts don't believe me, but
It's
yeah.
not. He's not looking for trains research. He's looking for the dirt and the.
well, speaking of, so I was mostly on the TCA website for a while, checking it out. And then I found you guys actually have a YouTube channel. And there's quite a lot of activity on there. It goes back 14 years also, which is crazy. And I was seeing about 2 live streams a month. So mainly, and then so if you could talk to me about what is going on there, and then I even see people putting up some shorter videos. So is that like members, or who's in control of all that?
All right, what you see is, that was an early attempt, and we have an internet committee, which Art is now a member of. He has been recruited, by the way, everybody.
Wow.
Voluntold, I believe, is the word.
Yeah, well, in Jersey, we just, there's usually a
couple guys showed up at my house and they said, "You're going to start doing this now."
See, we apply a little pressure in the right spots.
We do this, or you wear some concrete shoes.
That's
whichever way you want to go.
That's a myth. Concrete's expensive. Not that I would know. But anyway, there is the TTML is usually on there. They usually post that on there. Art could probably talk to it more than I can about the YouTube, because he's been working with our internet group there we're trying to revamp our social media presence, and Art is going to spearhead that. And he's already done a great job with the Instagram. I don't know if you guys out there do Instagram.
Oh yeah. I have the first thing I did was message all these guys and be like, "You better start reposting."
Yeah, that's all Art, guys. That's all him.
Is that why that got reshared so quick this morning?
So
I had a day off. So I was like,
on a YouTube. It's not overly active, but hopefully we can get it active again.
That's great.
Yeah, and we don't have to go into too much detail, but I have been talking to Chris a little bit about it. He does, I think it was a monthly Zoom meeting that he records and then he posts up there. But there's a little bit more limitations too about how it can be recorded, what can be done on it, the format and things like that. So yeah, there it is. Stu just threw it up there. I think it's now monthly. I don't know if it's bi-weekly anymore.
It looked like it. It looked like there was 2 in January.
Yeah, Chris runs it. Yeah. So
yeah.
Yep. TDK.
I hope that answered your question.
Yes.
Next.
I guess we're just going around the circle then. We're saving Art for last, so that.
Oh, here you go. Newt's out of there already. By the way.
Oh. Are we already moderating that?
Before you start, it's funny he should mention that. I am going to say, just hold your horses there. He mentioned LCCA. A lot of LCCA members are already TCA members, and vice versa. So,
is it a healthy, like, is it LCCA versus TCA, or is it LCCA and, like, do you see more across the aisle kind of stuff, or do you see more guys that are kind of one or the other?
Not in my book. It's not versus in my book. I want to be friendly to all the organizations. Okay. I know a lot of people who are LCCA. I am not an LCCA guy. I'm sure one day I'll be pressured into becoming an LCCA guy, but it's not you or them or us or they. We're all in the same. They do different things than we do. Okay.
Yeah.
But TCA is changing. TCA is changing. It's not all just, our average age, yes, is still over 70, 71, 72 years old. Okay. We're trying to change that. Just bringing you guys in alone. Now, I'm sure I know everybody here is a TCA member, right?
Yes.
Yes. What about you, Smiley?
Oh, picked up on that already.
Yeah.
I was for going to York and everything, but since I'm kind of not out that way a whole lot, and there's not really an active TCA thing going on in Omaha, I am not an active member of the TCA right now.
Art. All right, do I really have to go there?
Mike, you're the new chairperson of the Omaha TCA
Oh, yay, Mike.
Big Boy
That's right.
Division. The Big Boy Division of Omaha
the trick
TCA
is-
The
Division.
big
There you go.
Knowing
Congratulations.
you guys, we just end up being voluntold. Oh, now Art's in it. Now Mike's in it. All right, we're just gonna get everybody.
Do I really have to send somebody out there?
Well, I mean, it's a little. It's gonna be a little
Prefer
easier
not
to
to,
send me out that
we
way.
don't have the travel budget for that right this year.
I
so
have
we
had
prefer
so
to-
many folks saying, "Hey, Mike, you're gonna be at York. I don't know if they understand where Nebraska is.
It's the only triple landlocked state or double landlocked state or whatever.
Quadruple landlocked. The only quadruple landlocked state in the United States.
All right, do I have to answer his questions since he's not a member?
You do unfortunately have to answer his questions.
Oh man,
But you can throw some salty language in there if you prefer to,
I'm part of my local club.
That's wonderful. Go ahead, fire away.
So there's a lot of times, well, especially a lot of the guests that we've had on are focused on new stuff and catalogs and all that other stuff. And I see all these walls covered in things that weren't made when most of us were alive. So for the hobby moving forward, obviously there's got to be, stuff in catalogs and stuff, even though there's still a great deal of focus on the post-war and pre-war. What sort of things do you think that you've seen in like new catalogs and new stuff coming out can kind of be the gateway to going to check out post-war and pre-war sort of things? What are the sort of things that you like to see that kind of put them in that direction, I guess?
Well, being a tin plater and, because I collect the pre-war, all right, I'm a collector. A lot of guys now, especially guys in your age bracket and younger, are operating. They're operators. And I travel the country. I've been around the country and I talk to thousands of people. And right now, the majority of the hobby, because the hobby has gone through several changes in recent history. We could delve into that if you want. I'm going to have a theory, but okay, Sean, no problem. But the hobby right now, today, and I think you guys will agree, judging by what's behind you, that the hobby's operators. The majority are operators, and they're operating anything. HONGO, you name it, they're running it. Block of wood with wheels on it.
Yep.
Okay. The collectors years ago with a lot of this stuff, okay, is not the majority anymore for obvious reasons. I don't think we have to get into that. Okay. Now, the recent Lionel catalog, if I'm not mistaken, has brought back some nostalgic pieces. Maybe that will help segue operators into running, instead of modern pre-war, the real original pre-war stuff. I mean, some of that stuff in that cabinet behind me, there's Ives cast irons in there from the teens and earlier. I mean, there's a 32, 38 in there that I ran on the layout downstairs. I had to take it off. It ran like a raped ape. I'm telling you, it ran, and I didn't give it much at all. I had to take it off because I was afraid it was going to fly off the layout. So it went back in the cabinet. So I do run some of my my pre-war stuff, but I think that'll help. The catalog that you saw Lionel come out with and others, they are bringing out some modern pre-war, and hopefully that'll segue into some of the younger generation getting into the earlier stuff. That's just maybe I don't know. That's just a theory on my part.
I mean, it's inspired me, like, honestly, because I have, and I think, Dell, you and I were looking at that pre-war inspired freight set last York that Trains and Things had. Like, I don't know that I would go full on. Well, maybe I will someday go full on into true pre-war, but I'm definitely looking at some of that, like, current inspired stuff, just because it's different. And I feel like there's unique places to use it like that. I envisioned as like the set you put under the tree, right? It just completes, get back to what you were talking about earlier, Kevin, like it completes that picture, right?
Yeah. I think you're right. Are you okay with that, non-member?
Yes.
Oh,
Thanks,
So,
Smiley.
I love
Mike, get your laptop out, and while we're on the show now, you should fill out and pay for your next year.
Just go to now I'm going to throw a shameless plug in there. TCAtrains.org, people. Go to TCAtrains.org. You can sign up there. The convention for Jacksonville information is there. We have a shop. Yes, I'm going deep. Okay. We have a shop there where you could buy products exclusive to TCA. Just like I know you guys are familiar with Metka.org and their shop. TCA's got the same type of shop. So check it out. TCAtrains.org. Sorry, guys.
And that shop
Oh,
has
no, that's
more
nice.
than that shop has more than O scale in it. It has S and HO.
Yes, it does. It does have some S gauge in it, some American Flyer, and it does have Lionel HO in it. So for you HO guys, we're not leaving you out. We're including the HO and the S gauge guys. You know, come on, get in. We're open to everybody.
Oh, there's Mr. Jacksonville himself. Trains Alark. All right.
Yes. Been talking to him a lot lately about getting that up and running. All right, my turn now, right?
Yeah, sure.
All right. So you kind of talked about it. You got all that on the wall behind you and everything in the basement. You gotta get rid of it all. What do you keep?
oh.
All
And
right,
this is before you die, I guess. Like when you got to get rid of it all.
well, okay,
What's getting buried with him?
because well, you know,
Or what goes in the casket with you, I guess, is the question.
We're laughing about it, guys. That's a serious question. Whether before you drop or after you drop, because two different things can happen there. Before you drop, it's your choice what to get rid of, or are you going to move? See,
I
I'm
did a whole
retiring.
video on that.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's important because
Yeah.
guys, this stuff is expensive. Some of this stuff costs a lot of money. Okay, there's value there. Before, if like I'm retiring, sir, because
Ray, give him a timeout. Give Stu a timeout. He's
He's gonna be knocking on my door if you give him a timeout.
Don't talk about Little Green like that, Stu.
there you go. Nice engine. That's a nice
Dude,
looking
don't
engine.
hurt me.
So now getting back, okay, if I choose, if it's my choice, before I drop, it's my choice. After I drop, if I walk out of here, get hit by a bus or, you know, some natural disaster happens here in front of my house, my wife's going to be stuck with it. But I've educated her. She knows, and she knows where it's got to go. It's going to go to auction. That's where it's going to end up. It's going to end up in auction. Now, guys, if you're going to do this, you need to have an up-to-date inventory.
That was exactly what my video was about, was inventory and who's it going to when it needs to be
It's
broken
got to
down.
be accurate. Now, if you got kids, grandkids, family, if you got family, you're going to pass it off. Well, they may not want it, but if they do want it, you pass it off to the family and then you'll be gone. So it ain't going to matter anyway. Okay. But if you're still around, you know what? I'll keep this. I get rid of the Tupperware. I get this, you know, something, you know, it's your choice.
Yeah.
But be prepared. Have a plan. Don't just, you know, hoard the stuff in above your garage in a box. Okay? Just you know, do something with it. Have a plan. And
All right. So what's the piece that goes in your casket then?
I'm sorry, Art.
What's the piece that goes in your casket with you?
Well, let's see what I would take. Wow.
What's the piece that Art gets now?
It's nothing. It's nothing. I don't know. I that's a tough question. That's like asking which is your favorite kid. But I don't have kids. I got trains.
Well, that answers another question I was going to have.
So I hope that I just want your viewers to be smart about it. Be smart. Yeah. Have a plan. Have some sort of plan and an accurate inventory. Okay. Don't.
Yes.
Don't have an inventory and just, 10 years ago I did this. Well, guess what? You probably bought about 1,000 extra pieces in the 10 years. So keep it up to date.
I was sitting here running trains. What was that, Thursday night? I was sitting here running trains, had my laptop with me, and I was updating my inventory. I was like, ooh,
yes,
2 new things have rolled onto the lines. I got to put them on.
Yes.
I
Yes.
just
You need to
updated
keep
mine
track
the
of
other
the-
day.
What's that?
I just updated mine the other day
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
certain
Yes, you
SEF
did.
front end Friday.
Yes,
All
very
right,
nice little.
What else you got? What else you got?
All right, where are we back around to? Who's got Dell? You up?
Dell.
Are we
Yeah,
just going
I
around the circle?
Well, I got a bunch here, but
Dell's got a whole sheet of paper. What is this BS?
Oh yeah,
I
we're
win, by the way. I win. Newt is going to stop picking on me and start working on Mike until he joins the TCA.
No, Kevin's picking on me plenty. I don't need to get ganged up on.
oh man.
Yeah, but we heard you like that. Oh, yeah. You don't know who you're dealing with here, buddy boy.
Oh.
Really don't.
No, you don't.
Only TCA members get to see nice Kevin. Sorry, Mike.
Some TCA members. Some TCA members don't see. They see the bad Kevin.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Perfect segue because we're gonna start with a touchy one here. We've been seeing a vacuum lately at the York show. Lionel pulled out, Train World pulled out, and last show Muffin pulled out.
Oh.
This is an Eastern Division issue, but you, as the TCA president, do have a say. What do you have a plan to try to reverse this and try to bring people back together? Because I know Stu has a way of bringing people to the table and mellowing things out, and you seem to have the same type of abilities. Or is it something that you don't want to talk about, or you're going to stay out because that's their division and they can run it the way they see fit? I think Muffin said in his office hours tonight, the security Nazis at York that's why he left. So I don't know what that was about,
That
but
what
at
he
least
said in his office hours. That's awesome.
yeah.
Listen.
So that's I said it's a little touchy one.
I'm not one to shy away from a tough question. Okay. And that's really not a tough question because I get that question a lot. And I also get accused of a lot of things, and it's not true. Let me answer this. Number one, yes, it is an Eastern Division show, and I do not have a say in their show. Can I make suggestions? Yeah, I can. But you know what they're going to tell me? To go pound salt. Okay. Now I know Mike. I know Mike well, and we get along. I know a lot of the Eastern Division people well. Sometimes we agree on things. Sometimes we don't. Okay. They're going to run that show the way they want to. It's their show. Are things going to change? Well, I think you saw a big change with the pre-show, which is doing well.
Yeah,
it's doing
I thought of that.
And as a TCA officer, I am ecstatic to see that a change is being well received. Okay, TCA is not one for change as a whole. You can't mention the C word without somebody getting their panties in a bunch. Okay, they get all tight. Okay, I've mentioned it quite a few times in the short term I've been president so far, and people are getting tight. Okay, but as far as Eastern's concerned, it's their show. I'm not going to speak to it as how they run their show. They run it the way they want. It's their rules. As long as they're within the national rules, I can't come down on them. They allow who they want in. It's their show. So
yeah, they let Stu in, so I guess it's their choice.
Yeah, they got that going.
As far as
Security's lax.
As far as the manufacturers, one in particular that you mentioned, there's a whole story behind that. Okay, it involves scheduling. It involves personality, because a lot of us here, we do have personalities, and some people, some people rub people the wrong way. And there's only so many times where you can, tell somebody, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's why I said it was a touchy one, but now at least I understand that it's what I thought it always was. It's an Eastern Division thing, and I just didn't know if you, because hey, well, you with Dackman, you came to there, and we all appreciate Sean going to the meetings and getting the photography allowed in the halls, because because years ago, a friend of mine couldn't make the show, and I found the car he wanted. I wanted to take a picture, and I was in the Silver Hall, and the seller's like, no photography, and I'm like, it's not for me. I'm trying to sell your car to this guy, and he was like, no photography, and I'm like, dude, you're trying to sell this, and I have a buyer for you, but now, you know what, screw you. So thank you, Sean, for petitioning, and that's slow change. I think that's going forward is a term, slow change, a little bit at a time, and that's what I was trying to ask if you had if you had some ideas in the York area, but we'll see how it pans out over time.
And Sean,
again,
it's Sean too, because he told me kind of the process there and how he went to a lot of meetings and stuff to get that done. So good on Sean for doing that.
I mean, we could spend an entire show just talking about Dackman Productions.
Yeah.
Perhaps we will.
Wait a minute.
Him in a
Hey,
center.
Sean, you want to be a guest on the show?
Put him in a
Is
on our
center.
list.
next?
He's on our list. Don't worry.
Okay.
Yeah, Sean's definitely on our list.
Put him in the center square.
Hey, Ray, unless you've got a question about York, since this kind of ties into Dell, do you mind if I ask another?
Yeah, you go before me. Go ahead.
Okay, so I'm new to the hobby still-ish. As I guess, Ray, you're still kind of new with this as well.
Yeah.
I've been curious to know. It seems like, there's a bunch of train shows, but it seems like regardless, York has kind of somehow become the mecca for O gauge. Has it always been like that? I don't know the history enough on the show, or are there other really strong O gauge type shows around the country that we're missing, or is it York and then everything else has a pretty even mix? I guess how did York get like that?
You got to remember, Ness, you got to understand the history of TCA, the history of the hobby in itself. Okay, if you go back into the early stages of the hobby, there was a guy by the name of Lou Hertz. I don't know if any of you guys have heard of Lou Hertz.
Yeah,
okay? He is sort of the founding father of collecting, because Lou liked to collect. Now, I didn't know Mr. Hertz personally. I only know of the story. I'm not that old, okay? I only know of the stories, okay? But that, he brought in a bunch of guys, and those guys brought in a bunch of guys. And next thing you know, in 1954, a bunch of guys got together in a barn, and Ed Alexander's barn, and that's where the association came out of. I'm paraphrasing, okay?
Right.
And then next thing you know, if you wanted trains, okay, again, in the 50s, 60s, 70s, if you wanted trains, you had to go to a TCA guy. The TCA guys had the trains, okay? Very few outside of TCA had trains. So TCA was the internet, okay? So if you wanted trains, you had to get a TCA guy. Next thing you know, train shows, again, there was no internet. Where did you buy trains? At a train show. That's where you went to buy your trains, to train shows. And they were usually sponsored by TCA Divisions around the country. Okay, so it sort of goes hand in hand and then York morphed into a monster.
Yeah,
I mean, there were tens of thousands of people there at one time. But again,
is it the location? Is it the people that were there? Was it a combination of things?
combination of things. Let's say that. But now you see those combination of things. I like I said, I'm technically challenged. But when did the internet break? 1999 to 19. When did
earlier than that, but somewhere in like the mid 90s is when it
okay,
really got.
Somewhere in the mid 90s, the internet.
Al Gore.
Who? Well, don't get me started. That's another show.
Oh,
I'll definitely offend somebody here, no doubt.
oh, good.
I'm sure there's a snowflake in here somewhere.
The only thing that will you're good.
Oh my God.
So, but now you've had, those things that brought everybody together is not there anymore. TCA membership is down to 15,996 people.
97 after this video.
It better be. Otherwise, I know a guy,
maybe.
know the guy.
How do you get pummeled on the internet? Here's how.
Yeah, exactly. It's better than in a parking lot somewhere. Okay.
I'm still smiling, so I'm good.
Yeah, you won't be in that parking lot. So, but to go back to your question, yes, that is a combination of things came together, and that combination now coming apart. The obvious reason is the circle of life. Okay, we're all not going to be on this planet forever. Unfortunately, they're passing faster than we can replace them. And you don't need to go to a TCA guy anymore. The internet changed the hobby. I think you guys can agree with the internet changed the hobby. Yeah. You don't need to come to TCA for trains anymore. Now you can go on the internet and buy them anywhere you want.
Yeah.
Anywhere you want.
But I need to go to that show so I can see all of you guys again.
That's what I was just going to say, Mike. It's interesting. The show has become, and all the shows basically have been yes,
social
we buy trains. We buy trains at the show still, but we go there to also hang out and just talk to each other.
Oh, absolutely. Now, I'll give you another. See, we go to shows. We go to the Greenberg show. Metropolitan's been going to Greenberg shows in Edison, and it's where we socialize. It becomes one giant bullshit session. Okay? I mean, Sean comes, he puts us on TV, and I tell him I was going to be nice. And next thing I know, this guy in the upper right-hand corner is taking my stuff. Right? He's invading my space over here. That's right. That's right. We'll tax him later. He's becoming a good earner, therefore he gets a pass. That work, Mike? Mike, you see how this works?
I do.
You become a good earner, you get a pass. Well, look at that.
There you go.
Raritan Valley High Railers.
Look
That's
at that.
Matt in the background. Matt Sniffen in the background. There he is. What a phenomenal group they are.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a phenomenal talent. Now,
yeah, I mean, and speaking of Sean again, I know we're promoting the hell out of his channel, but like he does those back shop videos where he shows how they're putting together some of those modules, and they are it's amazing the things they come up with. Like they used a backup camera in their coal dispenser facility so that they could see the cars underneath.
Yeah.
So you look at the back of the coal facility, like the backside, there's actually a camera screen and a camera.
Yeah, Sean is amazing.
Yeah.
Now, if you ever seen Raritan Valley High Railers, their modular layout, it is a work of art. It's not even it's a work of art. It really is. It's beautiful. The talent that goes into that layout is unbelievable. And they're great guys too. They're nice guys. They'll open it up, they'll lay out to you, and they'll explain everything. And they're really just a great bunch of guys. They really are. Matter of fact, they're coming to York. If I heard Matt correctly, I'm not sure if it's April or October, but they are going to show up at York. Yeah. Which is great.
That's great. With the layout, they're going to put the layout in the building?
Yeah. Yeah, the layout's going in the building. Yep. All right, Mike, you're out of questions. You're done. Next.
All right. So I got a comment and a question. Now this, like like Adele said, this is an Eastern Division issue. So the TCA website is phenomenal. I love it. I was a little delinquent on my membership payment after the last York, and I actually had to call for them to unlock me to pay, and it took like 2 seconds. They were really amazing.
You spoke to Maria, right?
No, it was actually a guy. I forget his name.
Tim.
It was Tim. And Tim couldn't, he was so funny. Like, he couldn't wait to get me off. He was like, yeah, you're good. You're good. and I fixed the issue. But anyway, the Eastern Division website to get York tickets is a little tough. I know with my first York, I struggled to figure it out. And then I had multiple
You're still struggling to figure it out, Ray, based on your left.
Well, yes, I also made a mistake.
The electronic ticket, which is a manual
I also
ticket.
made a mistake. And then I had multiple first timers going to New York messaging me going, I don't know what to do. What the hell do I do here? So it's not the greatest. It's like hard to find. You think they'd be like, this is where you can buy the tickets right here. But anyway, I just want to say the actual TCA website is amazing. And I wish, I don't know. I guess all the chapters have their own. So I wish that could be more done together. But anyway, again, I was on the TCA website and I was seeing, this is so cool. I didn't know there were TCA kids clubs for 13 and under and 13 to 18, which is amazing because I think we need to be getting people younger into this hobby. So
didn't we just get an email about that?
Did we?
We got an email about getting kids into the hobby, but that was from Bernard's and something else.
Well, yeah, which the four of us were asked to send an email on, but I won't get into that. But anyway, if you wanted to talk about those kids clubs, Kevin, because I think that's very cool. Yeah, there it is, right there. Art's got it up.
Yep.
Okay, when I was a division president, because I was Metka division president after Stu, and when I first went, they put me in charge of the kids club for TCA, and we expanded it. It's not actually an active club. What we do is because you live in geographical areas throughout the country, you get put in a division, and hopefully that division has an active kids club. Modular layout. Okay. You have your kids join TCA, and obviously there's no pay. They're free. Kids are free up until the age of 18. Once you turn 18, you pay.
Yeah.
You pay. But under 18, you are free. And you get a certificate. You get a kid's number. Kids clubs have numbers. Okay. I used to have, before Maria, there was a girl who did the membership. Her name was Amy. Some of you might remember her. A nice girl. And her and I worked well together into expanding the kids club into the divisions and get the divisions a little more. I believe when I was chair, we struck 10,000th consecutive kid to join TCA when I was there. So when I became national vice president, just before I became national vice president, I said, you know what? I want to move on to other committees and do other things. Then it fell apart. We can't really get anybody. Some of the divisions, I got to say, most of the divisions don't really have an active kid. They don't put a lot of effort into it. They really don't. They don't put a lot of effort, and they should. Now,
yeah.
Metropolitan has picked up the torch and is running now with their modular group, and the kids are now involved in that. Great Lakes Division has the mod squad. Those guys are phenomenal. I believe Midwest Division has a modular layout.
Yes, by the way, my son after going to the Mecca show, was that 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, April 12th.
He has officially come to me and asked for me to build him a module this summer.
There you go.
Nice.
So
See?
I'm gonna work on, and I actually thought it was a great idea. I'm hoping to build 2 modules that we can put in the garage so that he has like a switching layout that he can run. And then we want to bring it someplace, we can bring it someplace.
Excellent. And then there's Desert has an act. I think it's Desert. Yeah, Desert has there may be 1 or 2 others but a majority, and we got 20 divisions. Not many are active with the kids because, again, we go back to the average age, 71 years old. They're not really, that open to bringing the kids on board, and it comes down to volunteerism too. You got to have the volunteers to do this.
Yeah.
That's just that's fact. You got to have. If you don't have volunteers, I mean, we could sit here and come with all the ideas in the world,
Right.
but of the 5 of us on this screen, who's going to do it? Mike,
Art.
not even a member. He's not even a member. He's not going to do it. Okay, Ray, he can't even operate a computer. So and I don't have the time to do it, but I do help Metropolitans or a group. I gave them a bunch of stuff, bunch of scenery and some other stuff, and just gave them boxes to here you go, track, here you go, knock yourself out. I just gave it to them, and that's how that's how a fledgling group starts. Hopefully, you have somebody who's willing to help and to throw material at the group.
Yeah.
To get them started. Now, I will, and I have to give props and credit to a guy, and I'm sure you've heard this guy's name, Kevin Davis. I don't know if he's on here. Okay, Kevin Davis. Kevin Davis is an LCCA guy, TCA guy. All right, he comes to the Orange Hall and he sets up his modular layout. That's how all this started. Kevin brought his modular to York, and I was like, wow, this is cool. Okay. And Kevin's a great guy. He really is. I give him all the props in the world. And if you come to York, you come to the Orange Hall, you will see Kevin's layout, which has now grown exponentially. I mean, it is monster. But the mod squad in the Great Lakes Division wouldn't be. Metka wouldn't be, because I bought 3 modules myself from him. Okay. And he's influenced a lot of kids. He takes the power of running trains and puts it in their hands. I mean, that's gold. That is gold. I mean, how else do you get people? What a recruiting tool.
Yeah.
Put the power of running trains into the kid's hand. Let him, and he just, here you go, kid, run. And he runs, the kids run the whole layout. It's phenomenal.
So wait, you said you bought modules from him?
I did, yes, many years ago, yes.
He built them, and then you just took them and like customized them or whatever?
Yeah. Actually, 3 of them are in the Metka module. I gave the 3 curves. I think they were curves. Okay. He was building new curves anyway, and I bought his old stuff. And I gave it to Metropolitan, and they're using it now. They're upgrading them. They were running them at the show. Art,
yeah.
You saw them at the show.
Yeah, they were nice. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I think that avenue of modular layouting from Kevin, the idea, and he just ran with it. It exploded. And like I said, Great Lakes Division Mod Squad came out of that. Metropolitan came out of that. Probably a couple others. He coordinates with a group in, I believe it's North Carolina, and a couple others, and they all get together. And they have a great time. The kids have a great time, and it leaves a positive influence on the kid, because here he is. Okay, as he grows up, he goes to school, he's going to get a job, he finds women, and next thing you know, he's out for a little bit, and he comes back to it and says, you know what? I remember as a kid, this guy threw this thing in my hand, and I was running trains.
Right.
What a great experience.
Yeah.
And then I come along and say, look, now it's $50 to join or 40 digital to join TCA, right, Mike?
Right.
That's right.
Credit card number is.
Yeah.
Why don't you throw up Jeremy's question?
I know. I just was going to say that. That's the second time he's asked it. That's why I wanted to get it up there. So Kevin, and for everybody on the stream there, Too Many Hobbies Jeremy is asking, and he's doing a rebuild of a little switcher, which is really cool in his videos. But he's been a member for a year. How can he make the most of his membership?
Get involved. Okay. And now I could say that and you'd be like, oh yeah, everybody says that, but it's true. The more you put into the hobby, the more you put into TCA, the more you put into the division, the more you're going to get out of it. Okay. Now I'll give you an example. I don't know if this is going to help. I don't know if that's the answer you're looking for, but participate, get involved, get out there with the division, go to the shows, interact with fellow hobbyists. Okay. Shake their hand, talk to them, engage, participate. Now I'll give you an example of how I started. Now, I don't know if some of you know, some of you may know, most of you probably don't know. I actually work for the railroad. Okay. I live my hobby. Okay. And one of my conductors was a Metka guy. I was in TCA. I joined TCA in 1998. And he came up to my tower and we were BSing and he mentioned TCA. I said, oh, I'm a TCA member too. He says, well, you're not active. Well, I got things I didn't really want to get involved. So he got me involved. Come to shows, get involved. And now he tried to make changes. Oh, there's the C word again. There's the C word. Okay.
Changes.
Yeah, this guy.
We got Mike singing
He
now.
said, look, Kev, he says, I don't need you I don't need you to get active. He says, I just need your vote. No problem. I'll help you out. So I said, look, as we started to get more, and Stu was around, he came, just a little bit off later. We started making changes and things started to work out well. We started to change Metropolitan Division. Metropolitan Division was in bad shape in the late 90s, early 2000s. Okay. It had bad leadership. And we changed that. And I told him, I said, look, I don't want your politics. I ain't getting involved. I'll be your yes vote. Well, hello. What the, right? I'm TCA National President. See how that worked out?
But Kevin, to your point, right? Like getting involved does not always mean committing extra time, jumping in something. It is something as simple as showing up and, what we were talking about before, right? Like building the community in the hobby, getting kids involved, getting, friends and family, like spreading the word and like just making it more than just about the trains, right?
Absolutely. And one of TCA's basic premises is to build friendships and fellowships through collecting and operating trains. Okay. Friendship and fellowship is very important. Jeremy, I don't know if that answered your question, but all I can tell you is get involved. Okay. You don't have to do me. If you want to be like Kev, okay, fine. I'm okay with
I'm
that.
recruiting people for the social media stuff.
Yeah. That or you could be like Art. Okay. Art's participating. He's getting involved by doing our social media stuff. Okay?
Is there stuff close to Too Many Hobbies, Jeremy, for him to be able to get involved with the TCA?
Now what'd you say you were in Wisconsin?
He's in Wisconsin.
Yeah, he's in Wisconsin.
All right, Wisconsin, I believe you have up there Lakes and Pines Division, Midwest Division. You don't have to be. I mean, when Nebraska finally pays his $40-50, okay? He can join, guys. He can join any division he wants. He'll be assigned a division. Okay,
There they are.
you'll probably be down in Ozark, which is near the Missouri, that type of stuff out there.
Oh yeah, an easy drive.
Yeah, well, whatever. Or Rocky Mountain, wherever. Well, all
It's
right.
even further.
Well, who told you to live in the middle of nowhere?
Nobody.
Well, right? I'll come to Jersey and be in the center of the universe, right? And we
Right.
got the best pizza in the world right here.
They got Wawa.
Well, whatever.
Yeah, Wawa.
So yeah, there is and this is, you guys can see on the mecca.org/tca.html, there's a list of all the divisions and it links to the pages except for Mike. I was trying to find your page and I took a guess at which one, and the link is clearly broken because it took me to some site that I cannot put up on the screen right now.
Oh my!
Show us later,
Stu,
Art.
I will
Show us
reach-
later.
Stu, I will reach out to Mike and get him to fix that.
So, Jeremy, get involved with those guys up there in Lakes and Pines, and or get involved with anywhere. I mean, if you like to travel, you can go to any division you want. But that's my advice: is to get involved, participate. The more you put into it, the more you're going to get out of it.
All right. Who knows? Michael's trains on the chat just asked a question. Who knows what's the train show in Kingston, New York called?
I don't know. I used to live near there. I wish I had.
Go for it. That guy in the middle.
All right. Metropolitan Division and I freeloaded up there with them. Okay. So I tagged along and went up there with them. They got invited up to the Kingston Train Show. What a phenomenal show. Local show. Homegrown type show. No heavy hitters. It was old time mom and pop local guys like us just buying and selling trains. Prices were fair. And Metropolitan got invited there. And what a bunch of great guys who will run the show, too. They're very accommodating. The hospitality was great. Metropolitan brought their module group up there, and they ran trains. There had to be 100 kids around this layout.
Wow.
Okay? And there were a lot of people. Well-attended show in Kingston. Kingston, yeah. I would go back there again.
What was it called? It was just called the Kingston Train Show? Or was it
Kingston? Google Kingston Train Show and it'll probably come up. I think that's what it's called. Kingston's Train Show. Kingston Train Show, yeah. I'm pretty sure.
All right. So my favorite question in the comments so far. What exit are you on the Parkway? So that's a Jersey thing for you.
Don't answer that.
A doxing situation.
No.
That is a Jersey thing. Here we go. Here it is. I got it pulled up. Let's see. Present. Share this sucker off. Here we go. The Kingston Show.
There it is. That's it.
Oh, there we go.
March 23rd just happened.
Yep. We were up there.
I used to live a half hour from there.
Nobody cares.
Oh.
Sorry, Ray, but nobody cares.
All right. Okay. So, and this is an inside question. So, you're going to probably know where this came from when I ask it. Here you go. Wait, Dak man throwing in there. Okay. John DeSantis from Pittsburgh.
Yes. Yes. John DeSantis from Pittsburgh.
So yes, he was a massive collector from the inside information I have here. He was the number one pre-war collection.
John DeSantis. I'll speak a little bit about John DeSantis.
All right, let me just ask the question, then you can take it wherever you want to go. The question that I received was, what piece did he put in your hands that took your breath away?
Oh my God! I know where that came from. there was only five of us that night, and what a phenomenal. Okay, now for those who don't know, John DeSantis passed away. Okay, his collection is intact. His collection is stunning. Okay, if for those of you who have had the opportunity to see John's collection, you are extremely fortunate. Okay, I knew John. John was a great guy, a nice guy. I mean, I can't say enough nice. He was very good to my wife. We did that. We went to the Pittsburgh convention. He opened his house, and we had gone back. Our friend from Pittsburgh, George Stars, and Chris TCA, they invited us back. Stu and I and a couple others. We went to John's house. John's son opened his house for us, and George and Chris were working on the layouts because I'm not doing the collection justice describing it. It's almost undescribable. It's unbelievable what this collection of pre-war, Lionel, Ives, American Flyer, and then all the other manufacturers in like Boucher and those guys, Dorfan, and it's just mind blowing. When we were there for the convention and we were on tour, and I told John, I says, look, I'm just going to sleep on the floor for the rest of the week. He was like, fine, sure, no problem. He was that cool of a guy. George grabs this piece off a shelf, and I'm like, what are you doing? This piece was the granddaddy of them all. Okay. It was a Lionel number 5, the first steam engine that Lionel made. This was it. Number 1. John had it. Wow. And he takes it off the shelf and he puts it in my hands. There's pictures of me holding this thing. And I'm like breaking out into a sweat. I'm like, holy shit, this thing is, priceless. I'm holding this thing in my hands and I'm breaking out into a sweat. And I'm like, isn't John going to get pissed? He's like, no, it's fine. Don't worry about it. And I'm like,
There's oil on my hands getting on the train.
Yeah. Well, no, you hold on the wheels. Everything is good. Yeah. You don't grab the body take the paint off and all that kind of crap. You don't do that. So I was very fortunate. Obviously, a lot of memories are coming back. And it was a great experience. Great experience. Like I said, there are photos of me holding it. The great. Were you funny? What am I, a clown?
Do I amuse you?
I did just find this quick to share too. These look like just a couple of photos that somebody posted on OGR, the collection.
Yeah, the whole third floor. The whole third floor of his house is nothing but trains. The fourth floor is where the layouts are. Okay, where the Lionel
in the window there, yeah, and then
where the Lionel and the Ives layouts, American Flyer the Dorfan layouts upstairs. All the layouts are upstairs in what we would call the attic, but that was the fourth floor. Unbelievable. And forget the trains. The house itself is gorgeous. It's an old Victorian type mansion. Just stunning. Just absolutely stunning.
Nick at PGH Train Fanatic did a whole video on his collection.
Oh, he did. Okay, I gotta go check that out.
that out. I recommend everyone go see Nick's video, and it shows. I love architecture, and when you look at Victorian homes with the woodwork and I could just go look at the house and be it on. But then there's shelves there with trains I've never seen before, and the little. The color samples, the little gondolas that are cream color with a blue slash on it. It's like, oh, somebody ruined this. No, this was a color sample piece. So that collection, is is out of this world, and I would someday I hope it opens to the public so that we can all get to appreciate his collection there and see it's a history is what it really is. And then in the attic, there's 3 separate layouts. You want to run Ives, it's over here. You want to run Lionel, you want to run a pre-war American Flyer, it's all separate. And it's in every accessory ever made in the pre-war era. It is a gorgeous collection. So Kevin, you've been to that place. So
it's one of a kind. It'll never be redone again because John had all the one of a kinds. I mean, there's like 13 blue comets on the wall, and they're all different. Every one of them is different. Okay. It's just unbelievable.
So that's a great segue, because I am tempted by the new, and somebody asked this in the comments, and I'm sorry, just trying to find it here. Here it is. Glenn asked this question. What are your thoughts on MTH remaking the Lionel template? Because I saw that blue comet pop up.
Yep.
That's a great question.
That is something that has caught my eye, and I'm like, "Ooh, I might need to pull the trigger on that one." I do not have any standard gauge track, though, unfortunately.
It is a great question, and it's good. Okay, I have a 1931 original blue comet, 400E blue comet. Okay, but if you don't want to pay that price for an original blue comet, MTH making the repop at a much lower price point. Okay. Hi, Bill. How are you?
Yes, and everybody check out the Instagram post on TCA_national about Bill and the youngest TCA member.
Yep. His son Kyle, 4 months old. 5 months old. I'm sorry, 5 months old.
And you didn't drop him.
Yeah. Great. What a phenomenal experience. That was great. Thank you, Bill. And if you go to New York or not, I wrote a little note to your son. So, but getting back to the MTH question, yeah, I mean, what they're doing is they're capitalizing on the people who do not want to spend the thousands of dollars on a original blue comet. I don't know what an MTH goes for now, but I'm sure it's about $2K, right? Somewhere around there, about $2K, maybe a little more.
I think it was around 12 for a 400E.
The locomotive itself was, I don't think I saw prices for the passenger cars
You
yet.
spend a $2K.
No, I didn't see pictures of the passenger cars yet.
Yeah.
So you spend, as opposed to at least starting at 35, 4,000 for a real blue comet, and depending on the condition that it's in, it could go even higher. When the market was at its peak, they were running between $8,000 to $12,000 for a real blue comet. I mean, not many people. I don't know too many people that have that kind of cash to throw around.
Yeah.
So the MTH is the alternative. I hope that helped.
Yeah.
No, it did. That was great. All right, what do we have? We're a little over an hour. Del, Ray, Mike, what else you guys got?
Okay, I do have another one I want to talk about.
No.
Mike is out.
I'm out. So
That's
Dell's
right,
up.
Mike. Until you're able to flash the digital card up on the screen, you're out.
Mike's out.
Okay, so I know you want to make changes, because past presidents we've had, they didn't really do much but go to the National Toy Train Museum in Strasbourg and then go over to Chris's house and have pizza. Not mentioning any names, Stu, but you're more proactive, but you're asking the community for help too, because we're in this together, and you and Stu see how the social media has changed the hobby as well. So my question to you is, if you look at our live chat, almost every person in that live chat has their own YouTube channel where they could spread the word. What can we do to help the TCA to get the word out? Sort of like how I know you want to work with everyone. We're willing to work with TCA and everybody. And Dackman has done wonders. But what can the smaller guys do? What can we do to help you to make changes?
keep promoting. Keep mentioning TCA. Keep promoting TCAtrains.org. Tell people what the organization is about. Okay? Like I said, one of our basic premises is to promote friendship and fellowship. And that's what I believe, other than the guy in the upper left-hand corner. Okay? I'm not even going to say his name no more. All right?
Formerly known as.
So, but yes, promote the friendship and fellowship. You know, guys, I'm just messing with them. Wow, no. Okay? So,
my last name's Lovejoy. I've dealt with bullies before. It's all right.
just keep promoting it. Promote TCAtrains.org. Promote the hobby. Tell what TCA is about. Divisions have shows. Okay, there are big shows, small shows, you name it. We have a museum. Yes, you mentioned the National Toy Train Museum. Okay, yes, we own that. Yes, it's on a farmland in the middle of Strasburg, Pennsylvania. We have a research library in there. Okay, we have a staff. We have a paid staff. Okay, one that does editorials. Tim does our publications and our editorials, which Art works with the social media aspect. I got Maria doing membership. Stacy's my business manager and bookkeeper. Michaela is the librarian. She is extremely helpful. If you got some research you want to do, give her a shout. Or go there yourself and do the research. I mean, the amount of books that and material that's in that library is overwhelming.
And as a member, you can search it, right?
Yeah, as a member, you can search it. Yes, you don't even have to go there. You could do it on the website. Just keep promoting the National Toy. Make people go there. Just tell them to go there. Go check out the train. You got kids? Take them there. Take them to the museum. There's 7 layouts in the back there, from HO, O, standard gauge, S gauge, G scale, pre-war, post-war, modern, and one of the most popular layouts we have in the museum is a Lego. There's a giant Lego, because Legos are extremely popular now. There's a Lego layout in the museum, and the kids love it. They're constantly pressing buttons. Things are moving, all sorts of stuff. So, just keep promoting. Promote, and do what you guys are doing and what every other YouTube guy is doing out there. Publish it. When I mean publish it, video it, get it out, broadcast. In your case, broadcast it. Broadcast it to the hobby. And that's how you're going to gain viewers. Hopefully we get members. Yes, Sean, matter of fact, you and I have talked about that. And I'm going to open the invitation to you. I've opened it up to all the YouTube people. If all you guys who do have a YouTube channel out now, Sean and I have talked about this. We have this museum out there. If you guys want to use it, let me know. You could do your show from the National Toy Train Museum. Okay? I mean, what would be cool? Three rails, 4 dads, live, National Toy Train Museum, Strasburg, Pennsylvania.
Mike, you can ride your bike out there.
In the background are layouts of trains, shelves of friggin' trains all over the place, right? What promotes the hobby more than you guys doing your shows, all your shows? I don't care where you are in the country. You want?
Yeah, you do.
Well, I tell you, okay, but come out.
Oh my God!
All the YouTube guys are welcome. Just let me know. I will set it up. The building will be yours. I've already alerted the staff that I would love to do that. So when I hit them with it, they're not surprised. Unfortunately, you gotta have to put me in it. But I just need a cancer shot.
John, let's talk at York. Let's talk a little bit.
I was gonna say, There's potential on this idea for the
Yes.
Fall York.
I think it would be fun.
Well,
Look at
that's
this,
the-
and as
well,
New as
gonna
New
be there.
correctly points
Fall
out,
York.
TCA members get in for free except for Mike.
Well, okay. First of all, anyone in the chat who's going to be at York, please say so, because me, Art, and Dell will be there.
Obviously, I'll be there. I'll be
Yeah.
there all. I'll
And
be there
Kevin
all
will
week.
be there, obviously.
I'll be there all week.
All right, Jim Gam has another great idea. He'll be calling you, Kevin.
Okay.
Stu thought he had a great idea, but it doesn't look like it.
You have to redo the logo at this point.
You had a great idea. Then
Well,
he
we've
realized.
been wanting to replace him anyway. He doesn't make Art's birthday party. You know, we had substitutes and fill-ins, and his
All right,
signal
wait.
dropped off, and Stu has to
So
fill
we got
in.
some questions.
So,
We got some questions for Kevin in the comments. So
I'll
let's get to
get
some of those. So Steam Rail Willie was asking, what is your favorite railroad?
Great question. I like that. I'm glad you asked that.
He's from Nebraska.
Guy. What is with this guy? Art, you hang around with this guy? This
You
guy's
know,
this
Willingly
Mike-
too. I know.
Art,
Willingly.
Mike is an East Coast guy. That's the funny thing here.
yeah, you could have fooled me. This guy's like a mortadella.
No,
Okay.
no, Mike is a tri-state area
Well,
dude.
Massachusetts, does that really count?
No,
Oh,
that's
Connecticut.
No, it's Massachusetts.
Oh, whoops.
my favorite railroad. Now I told you guys I work for the railroad, and I started on as a brakeman on New York, Susquehanna, and Western, the NYS&W. Okay, I live in a town where the NYS&W goes through, and when I was a kid, about 8, 9, 10 years old, my dad would take me down to the tracks, and the NYS&W in the 70s were running. You guys should probably know this if you're rail fans. 3 Jeep 18s, 1800, 1802, and 1804. I learned how to run a Jeep 18 when I was about 9 years old.
Sweet.
Fast forward to 1992, I start working there. And I started as a brakeman, conductor, got my ticket punched as an engineer. And then in 96, I went to New Jersey Transit
That's cool.
as an engineer. So now I am the terminal yard master in Hoboken. Okay, I run.
Oh,
Hoboken. So the NYS&W would be my favorite railroad.
All right. All right. Larkin has asked this question 3 times now by my count. So I have to put it up there.
Yeah.
Where do you see the hobby 5 to 10 years from now?
It's going to be different. It's already, I mean, like I said, I've been in this hobby since the 60s. It's changed tremendously since the 60s. It's changed tremendously since the 90s. And as you younger guys get more and more involved in the hobby, it's going to keep changing.
Yeah. I think I've seen it change over the last couple of years, even.
Yes. Again,
Yeah.
we talked about the one change from collectors to the operator to that mortadella over there. Okay. So where do I see it? I think it's going to change again. I think it's going to stay in the operator's ballpark for a while. You know what? If I had a real answer to that, I'd pick 6 numbers and you never see me again.
It's right.
Larkin, it's where the hobby's going to go where you take it. Let me say. I'm going to drop the ball in your court. Take it wherever you want to take it to, because I won't be around.
That's it. But it is interesting, right? Like, I think there's a little bit of like, there's definitely operators, but there's also the way I see MTH and Lionel going to with the way they're producing more higher end stuff, right? They're playing to a different audience in some ways. But what's interesting is you see Lionel having to figure out as they play more on the higher end and with their products, how do they create that pipeline up, right? The battery O sets and things like that they introduced, right? They still have to figure out, okay, we're playing up here for profit. How do we build that pipeline up?
I think they keep an eye on, believe me, the manufacturers keep an eye on the trends in the hobby, because without you guys, they don't exist. Let's be face it. If you don't buy their product, they're out of business.
Yeah.
Unless they're investing rather wisely. Okay. So they need you. They need you, all of you, the whole hobby, the tens of thousands that are out there. They need you. And it's where the next generation, you young guys, it's where you're going to take it. Me, I'm going to be 60. I'm not the future. You guys are. Okay. I'm just carrying along so you guys can carry the torch, whether it's in HON or some scale that hasn't been invented yet. I don't know. Maybe the Komashiyama over there will come up with something.
Okay.
All right. Wait, what else you guys got in the comments? Any other questions out there for our guest? And then while we're waiting for those to pop up, what do you got?
Just a few things on. Everyone's talking about the club for York. If you want to stop.
Yeah. How about we go there, right? Because Dell had something for us there.
Yeah, I sent that. Yeah.
Yeah. Let me get up and running here. Hold on one second.
John joined us. So.
All right. You tell me when you're ready, Dell.
Oh no, I just put the hours up in that because usually that seems like to be the in thing right now, because the Lower Susquehanna Modular Railroad Club is like they're great guys, and we just wanted to put out their hours. If you're going to be at the York show, these are the hours. On Wednesday, they're going to be there 1 to 10. I'll be there Wednesday. I'm going for the early show. I'm on vacation next week because I don't know why everyone doesn't take a vacation for York week. I don't get that. I'm married, and I don't get what you guys need to get your affairs in order. But anyway, so Thursday we're there 5 to 10, Friday 5 to 10, and Saturday, on a way home, stop in, hang out with the guys. But they're going to be exhausted. So that's 7 p.m. Make sure you're out before then because they've had a busy 4 days interacting with it. But you're going to see some interesting things while you're at the club, and one of them is Mecca related. Are you gonna go to the next picture, Art?
Yeah. Give me 1 second. Let me hide some comments.
I tried to send the video file to you this morning. The other one. So the Mecca did the clear shell. I bought it at Allentown show. What you're going? I didn't send you that.
I'm trying
to
get to this one. This is the one.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, there we go.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. So after the York show, I bought the Mecca clear shell. They got about 10 left. If you want one, you better not, mess around.
And I did a review on this. This engine is amazing.
I contacted Travis at the club, and I said, I have an idea. Can you put LED lights in that are programmable? He said, yeah. So I bought the engine set, sent it to him, and I've never seen it in person. I told him, keep it at the club, put it on display so everyone can see what potential there is in the hobby, because when I first saw a clear shell, I was like, yeah, well, it's cool, but what am I going to do with a clear shell? And then I had a vision, and I knew a guy, we're all interconnected. We all work together, and I don't know if Kevin even knows about this. Stu knows about this engine, but it's going to be on display during the open houses. I'm going to bring it home Saturday, and I'll finally have it on my layout 2 months after I bought this engine. This is the first time I ever bought an engine and never took ownership over it. So it's been in other people's hands. So go support their club. Great group of guys. They had 2 members that passed away. I forgot to write their names down, but one in January and one in April. They are down 2 members on their club. So my heart goes out to the club. And when you're walking around, they have little boxes where you can make donations. Drop a few bucks because they're giving you a beverage, and most of the time there's food there too. And they have a new backdrop on their layout there's always something new every York show. So it's not like, oh yeah, I went there last show. No, there's something new this show. So you guys should go over there and support them because we're all in the area anyway. And that's when Kevin mentioned about doing a live stream from the Toy Train Museum. It's like we will talk at York because the fall York, yeah. And the LED lights are programmable. It's not a it's nice that you put this up. I wanted the Santa Fe War Bonnet, and Travis at the club made my vision come to life. So think outside the box, guys. Don't be like, oh, that's ugly stuff, But I'm done with
by
that.
the way, just also to plug for the club, you can bring your newly purchased locomotive from the
there you go,
and run it there.
Absolutely.
If you've never been to York, or you've been but you've never visited this club, put this on your to-do list. You guys have to go. When Larkin and I went last spring to our first York ever, we had a great time at the show and everything. But honestly, like at the end of the day, when we were driving home, driving back to the hotel after going to the Lower Susquehanna Modular Railroaders, I mean, that was a perfect way to end our experience there. It's fantastic.
Yes.
Yeah.
Amazing. I've been every time. I even took my wife. They were great to us, and they're the best. So you got to go there if you're going to York.
I even got the full true story, according to Sid, about Right of Way. So that was fun.
There you go. You can bring any loco. They have all the controls. Awesome.
Hey, Art, if Kevin wants to take off his TCA hat and put it on the side and do his Metka hat, Metka is offering I should have sent you the picture, Art. It's under Metka's Facebook page. Lionel in their catalog had a 125th anniversary car. Metka did their own version of 50 units, Kevin. And they will only be for sale at York. I think the wording on their website was, don't call us and say, hold me one, reserve me one.
Go to the show.
The York participants that come to the show, there it is right there. This, if you bought the 125th Collector Series cars from the Lionel catalog, they have their version of it that there's only going to be 50 units. So it's first come, first serve. I was going to text Stu to see if we could have one to show on the show, but I thought, you know what? No, I don't want anybody saying, well, you got yours first. There wasn't any, no. I'm going to be running over Thursday when the doors open. I hate to say it. I might have to go see Stu first before I want to go see other places. So if you're at York and you want a one-of-a-kind car there's only 50 made that will go with the rest of the Lionel cars I think these were only sold through the Lionel store. I'm not sure on that. But if you collected those, you're going to want one of these.
So last year, Ray Dell was running for the trains booth at the back when they opened the doors.
That's what I was just going to say.
He doesn't have as far to run.
that.
You're just going straight to the Metka booth.
No,
Not as far. It's only about 10
trains,
steps from the door, right? Go ahead,
Bell
Kevin.
went to the trains booth when
That was
Chris
last year.
had his engines there.
Yeah, last spring. A year ago.
Wait, was that? No, that wasn't spring, was it?
Yeah, it was.
A year ago that I got the blue Comet.
Yeah.
Okay, you're right. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Kevin.
If I may interject here, I will be at the Lower Susquehanna group. So I'll make an appearance. I'll come down there and visit. And you're 100% right. Those guys are a great bunch of guys. Phenomenal layout. The building is really cool.
Yeah,
I like the old building.
The history in there is fantastic.
The history is amazing. All right, now talk about these cars. Yes, Metka will have 50 there. That's it. Don't like we said in the post. Don't say, "Hey, put one aside for me." You're gonna get 2 words, and you're not gonna like them. All right. Now, I'm gonna put my TCA hat back on because while Metka has 50, guess what? TCA National has their 50, of which only 45 are going to the Orange Hall. Now I have a prediction. Now Bill texted me a question. You think there's going to be leftovers? No, I don't think there's going to be any leftover. I'd be shocked if there's any leftovers. We're getting a lot of travel on these. Guys are asking, "Oh, are you going to sell them back in Jersey?" No. You want it? Get your ass in a car and drive to New York and buy the damn car if you want it. Come down.
And become a member.
Well,
Sorry, Mike, I had to go there.
yeah, but yeah, if you want the car, you got to remember, one's got a TCA logo on it. The other's got the Metka logo on it. You're only going to get them from us. That's it. I just wanted to throw that in there.
That's cool.
Thanks. I didn't know there was a TCA version. Thank you.
Yeah,
That's
it's
why
not
we have
on
them on the
site, right?
show.
So it's only going to be sold.
Yeah, there's only
Yeah.
going to be 45 of them at the Orange Hall. So I would imagine they're going to go fast.
At the Orange Hall, where?
I'm sorry.
Where
Yeah,
at in the
TCA
Orange
ones will
Hall?
be in the TCA
In
booth,
the
and the
Orange
Mecca
Hall,
ones will
for
be-
those of you who come to York, I mean, for everybody, I mean, for those of you who come to
Oh, where I
York,
got my hood in the lobby.
yeah, in the lobby, not
Like
the guy.
Kevin Davis's layout. Yeah, okay, they're going to be okay. I know what you're talking about now.
Yes, in York,
Yeah.
when you walk through the Orange Hall, the TCA booth will be set up by Tuesday because we do the welcome party Tuesday night. Okay, so Wednesday those cars will be out. They're not going to be out at the welcome party. I'm not going to have to put the TCA cars out on. I'm going to do it Wednesday when everybody has a fair opportunity. Okay, so Kevin Davis's layout will be right there next to us. So I believe these cars are, yes, Bill, I believe they're going to sell out fast. And if you want one, you're going to have to.
I don't think Dak Man's going to get a chance to film them. Yeah.
Yeah. Sean's going to be down there. He's going to be doing his thing. I'll jump in and do my thing. Stacy, the face, Sean, the face of TCA will be there. So, yeah. Come and get them. Come to York. Okay? Get out of Nebraska and come to York.
I did twice in
Well,
1 year.
wow, I'm impressed. All right, now come back in this April. Stacy will sign you up.
He'll be back in the fall.
Yeah.
Right.
Couldn't make stuff work. April's there's 2 birthdays and Easter, and I got a bunch of work stuff. I could not make stuff work for April, but
Mike, come on
What?
now.
well,
No, fall.
Except you thought Easter was next weekend.
and the clerical error on my part, yes. But even then, there's too much going on. April, but fall. Well, because last fall we I mean, how many guys had a 5-year-old's birthday party be the York Trade Show? Show of hands.
Did he join the TCA while he was there?
No. no.
So
He
he
did.
wasn't the
he
youngest
did.
one back then. Okay.
We had
They
a pass
are?
for him and everything. I've got the York pass things in the
AR?
train shop over there. We've got our greatest train show on earth. Little.
We're gonna have to fire
He
Mike.
shovel. He just digs himself a hole.
That's right. He doesn't need a shovel.
I need a shovel.
Okay. Hey, speaking of York, and supporting different organizations, I got this shirt for Chris Cloverdale Transit Authority's website. And to me, this is the ultimate York shirt right here. You want to go full screen art with this one?
Yes. Give me 1 sec.
Okay, go ahead.
Wait, grab.
I'll do the slow rise.
Oh boy.
Whoop, whoop.
Oh.
Look at
Oh,
that.
yeah.
Is that awesome
Dave?
or what? There's somebody that has vision that used their logo to, he's going to be there. And it ties it all together. Supporting other channels. I bought Chris's shirt. I bought multiple Griff shirts. We have shirts available at etchysketch.com. But anyway,
Yeah,
that's the thing. It's supporting people that are in the hobby, whether it's a manufacturer or your local store or your fellow hobbyists. If they need help on a project and they're struggling with wiring, we all help each other. And that's what's important. And we're not going to survive alone if we're all just going to, we're how did he put it? We're operators. We're not collecting. So, if you hoard all your stuff, nobody's going to help you. But I need to stop talking. I need to stop talking.
Those beauties.
This video is sponsored by Crown Royal. Okay, but yeah, our shirts are still available if you want one. I try to buy every channel. Nick's Crossing, he was on our show. He's got them available at spring.com, which is where Griff has his. So he has this merchandise out. I had to give him a little jab, but it helps, because the amount of work that people put in the videos, like Dick and Griff, I do Instagram. It's like, I just do some footage and put out 60 seconds worth of footage. Not much work to do there. The guys that do YouTube, like Ray Arton and that Mortadella Mike out in Omaha, they put a lot of work into their videos. So if you want to say thank you to these YouTubers, whether it's us or other people, the best thing you do is purchase a shirt, and it helps us out. And even Dackman says, what do they have? Buy me a coffee, buy me lunch. You do something to help me out, because I put a lot of time and effort into this, and I'd appreciate if the community would support me back. And so, okay, I'm done. I'm done talking about this.
Amen. And I'll be giving out 3 Rails 4 Dad stickers, thanks to Mike. And
thanks.
My stickers didn't arrive, so I screwed the pooch yet again. But
oh no.
Yeah, I have my digital subscription for the stickers, the digital order of the stickers.
They might arrive in the next 3 days, but I'm not holding out hope. So,
I think Loose Trains was on the fence about coming. Please come. It's once you come once, you're hooked. So be careful if you come to York, because once you do it, you're hooked to it, because it's a train and community event.
Wayne is actually going to be at York, which is news to me. I didn't know he was going to be there. So cheers to Wayne coming to York.
Sounds like a party to me.
Oh, Lou said he's been there twice. His wallet's begging him not to come.
Yeah.
I think I have over $1,000 of stuff purchased ahead of York that I'm picking up there before I even start shopping.
What?
This is gonna be an expensive York for me. When you already spent money to pick stuff up at York before you even saw what was there, that's a bad sign.
Yes,
Wait,
yes, it is.
I want to see another York Hall photo.
Wait, but Dell, you're selling stuff too while you're there.
So
well,
I've walked around with Dell at every York, and Thursday is the day where Dell is a little hard to hang with, because that's kind of where he gets
Thursdays
all the stuff for himself.
Dangerous.
Thursday, I have tunnel vision. It's shop, and buy it while it's there, because
it's hard
Kevin's a collector. He knows how things are rare, and even in the operator era, there are items that are hard to find. And so if you're not there on Thursday to get those hard to find items, you need to move. So by Saturday, my wallet's empty.
Yeah.
I just want to go hang out at the club with the guys, have a beer, and then
Dell is hard to get a hold of on Thursday because he gets stuff for himself, but I'll hunt him down and we'll be walking around together. And then Art is showing up on Friday
morning. Yep.
Yeah.
I'll be there for opening Friday morning.
Yeah.
And if anybody sees the Lionel Conrail F7 locomotive set for Dackman, please let him know.
So someone's asking if you can buy tickets at York, and Friday you can, right? Not Thursday.
Go to the Blue Hall. You'll see Ray picking up his digital pass.
I will still be waiting there on Thursday.
Okay, quick question to Kevin, because he said Wednesday the TCA will be open. So when I come to the early show on Wednesday to the Purple Hall, I could come over to the Orange Hall and buy one of your 125th anniversary cars. Is that what you're saying?
You heard wrong. You heard wrong.
Wait, I'm
Go ahead.
sorry. I might have misspoken. We set Wednesday's a setup day, ain't it?
Yeah.
Because he said Tuesday was the.
You being there Wednesday. So.
You said the TCA
Okay.
was gonna do like a welcome thing.
Well, no. What happens?
No,
is,
the welcome party's Tuesday with the alcohol, but there's no alcohol allowed on York Fairground. It's in my little packet when you sign up to get your badge. No alcohol, no tailgating, no nothing. But hey, come Tuesday, there's wine and beer in the Orange Hall lobby. And I'm like, what the? I can't say those words.
I can.
What the mortadella is that? But anyway, okay, I was just
But yes,
curious
Dale,
because
the
you
point-
said Wednesday
Dale, the
you were
point
going to.
was-
I misspoke. Thursday.
Okay.
Yes, and
Thursday.
and
I'm
Dell, the
sorry, I
point was the
misspoke.
car is not available until the show's open, right, Kevin?
Correct. Yes, that's a better way of putting it. Thank you, Art.
Okay, on Thursday open, not the early show.
Yeah,
Okay.
I misspoke. My bad. I was, distracted with the mortadella over there.
Now I'm hungry.
Why is Stu still in the live chat? Ray,
Why-
you need to ban him from our channel.
No,
Those 30-second timeouts didn't work.
I put Stu in a 60-second timeout, and that's as far as I'm willing to go.
Oh, you actually did it.
I
He
did
wants
do it.
to
He's
get
probably
trained
not
happy.
from
That's
Stu,
awesome.
right? So,
We
all
love
right,
you,
guys.
Stu.
I think we've been going almost an hour and 45 minutes now. So
Yeah.
I think we are good for tonight. Anybody last minute questions or anything for our guest? No, once, going twice. Mike, you've been noticeably quiet for like the last half hour.
Yeah, Mike can't get to say nothing.
Done.
Thank you for joining the roast of Datafied tonight. We hope you enjoyed.
Guys, I do got to say this was very, very fun. Thank you. Thank you.
No,
for
thanks for coming. We really appreciate it.
enjoyed
It was
this.
awesome having
A
you,
lot
man.
of fun. So thank you again. And hope to see you all next week.
Yes.
Yeah.
All?
Everybody in the comments, guys. Everybody get to York.
Go have another Crown
Radio
Royal. Come on.
show. And don't forget to visit the National Toy Train Museum.
Yeah.
Yes.
It'll be open. It'll be open. Go take a look. And again, my offer stands.
Let's do it next fall.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes. And as Lark said, get ready for the convention then too.
Yeah, in Jacksonville. Woohoo.
Jacksonville.
All right. Thank you, everybody. And thank you, Kevin, for joining us. We really appreciate it.
Good night, all. Thank
And
you.
thanks,
Good night,
guys.
guys.
And we will see you again next month for our next show.
Oh, he's